It's the world's leading search engine, but it could be about to turn its back on a fifth of the world's population. Google's startling announcement that it's no longer willing to censor the results on its Chinese service is pitting it against the government here and could lead to its withdrawal from the country.
I just totally support this decision because it just let Google go back to its principle that do no evil.
I wrote the open letter to Google founder 3 years ago, exactly 3 years ago. And I have precisely predicted today's situation of Google. But I think Google has eventually has made the right decision to fight back based on their principles.
It's going to be quite tough for Google to operate in China. They may be able to stay, but they're certainly going to be under a lot more scrutiny and face further hostility from the government after this.
After Google made this decision, I think the ball already kick off to the Chinese government side. I cannot predict the decision that Chinese government will make, where they take a big revenge on Google. That means they will shut down, whether they will shut down all the Google services like Gmail, Gtalk, I don't know.
I'm sure that if they do retaliate against Google by blocking, say, Gmail, by blocking the main Google search service, we'll see a tremendous backlash among Chinese internet users.
I think definitely the government, they lost many, they won a lot of battles over censorship in the passing year because of because of many blockages and more tough restrictions over internet users' activities. But I think the internet users are becoming more and more powerful as well.
Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, which have become major parts of the international internet, have been blocked for the greater part of last year. Over the last few months, Chinese video websites have been shut down. The government has required .cn domain names to be owned only by companies. Many officials in various government departments have been making statements about the dangers of anti-China forces, pornography, and violence on the internet. So almost every day there seems to be a new bit of news about some part of the internet being restricted or censored.
More and more users are becoming savvy to understand how to break the censorship system by themselves. Google is not the only player to fight back the censorship system.
It was incumbent upon them to stand up for open information, freedom of information, and free speech. And the fact that they're doing so, in addition to whatever other inconveniences they were having in dealing business with China, I think is important. Now, there are a lot of other companies that do business in China and complain about it, but the draw of the profit there is so great that companies stay. And I think leaving is important. We stood against apartheid in South Africa. Should we stand for free speech in China? I think we should.
There are sort of two schools of thought on this that have evolved. One of them says that this is a mere smokescreen of sanctimony that's meant to hide a retreat from a market that Google was unable to conquer for mainly just business reasons. The other says that this is a true sort of act of moral bravery, throwing down the gauntlet to a repressive and censorious regime and saying enough is enough.
My prediction is that Wall Street will not be happy with this. Wall Street will say that they should have stayed for the profit. I've dealt with a lot of companies that have a Chinese lust. They see the size of that market and they give up their own ethics and they give up their own standards just to be there.
Under pressure from the media, from the people, even from the Congress, American Congress, I think the other American big company, internet company, will follow the Google's example in some sense.
The one effect it will certainly have is to make sure that everybody knows, including most Chinese internet users, that China's internet is not the international internet. I think that may be the biggest effect of this move.